Lillian Cooke has been a member of Toastmasters for 22 years. She has served in leadership positions in 4 different districts and continues to serve. She is retired from the federal government after nearly 40 years of civilian service with the U.S. Army, the U.S. Air Force, and the Veterans Administration. She is now an independent business owner who mentors others on how to establish income-producing assets. Lillian serves on the board of directors for and volunteers with several organizations. Her workshop, Leadership on Steroids, will focus on ways to promote your club, attract guests, turn guests into members, and attain guests. Lillian Cooke. All right.
Thank you, Gaten. Membership on steroids. Today, we're going to talk about several ways you can help your club obtain members and retain members. This is our agenda, what we plan to focus on today. And we're going to start with 6 keys to success. The leader of a Toastmasters club must have a vision. Without a vision, you have no idea where you're going. So the leader should come up with a vision, talk about it with the executive committee, get executive committee buy-in, and then brief it to the club so everyone is going in the same direction. Do your homework. And what that means is read the club leadership handbook. You don't know what to do if you don't know what you don't know. So you need to read the book and become familiar with it. Create a plan as to where you want to go and how to get there. Then execute your plan with your goal in mind. And your goal should be to become a distinguished or better club. We'll talk about how to close the sale when visitors come, and then how to be consistent with follow-up. Okay. High octane club management. First thing you need to know is know the duties, each club officer's duties. And to do that, you read the book. Hold executive committee meetings regularly. According to the club leadership handbook, you should have executive committee meetings once a month. All clubs do not do this. Some clubs may not need to have it once a month, but you need to have them regularly. So you can look at your plan, see where you are meeting the goals of that plan, see where you're not meeting the goals of that plan, and adjust if necessary. CSP. I deliberately didn't spell this out because we were going to be in a face-to-face setting and you were going to tell me what that means, but that's the club success plan. The club success plan just looks at the distinguished club program and how you as a club plan to achieve those 10 goals. No parliamentary procedure. There may be times when you need to conduct business in the club, especially voting in new members, voting on officers when it's time to change officers. So you need to know parliamentary procedure, know the basics. There's a book called Parliamentary Procedure for Dummies. I have it on my phone, so no matter where I go, if I get a question, I can pull it up. You need to have a look-ahead schedule for 2, 3, I think the leadership handbook says 3 meetings in advance. My club meets every week and we have our schedule 3 months in advance so people can sign up and be prepared when it's time for the meeting. Distribute the agenda in advance. Our club meets every Tuesday night, but we have a standard that the Toastmaster for that Tuesday will send out a draft agenda on Sunday afternoon to remind everyone of what they signed up for on Tuesday and to show any roles that are vacant and ask for volunteers. Another thing you can do for high octane club management is to present a pathways education session regularly. If no one in your club is that comfortable with pathways, then reach out to Wanda Spillers, our district program quality director. We have several pathways guides, pathways and ambassadors around the district, and Wanda will get one of them to set up a Zoom session with you and your club. So we are not in this alone. We are a team and we're here to help you. Track member progress is one thing, but with pathways, that's done automatically. Submit awards on time becomes the responsibility of the Toastmaster now, because when you complete a particular path or a particular level in that path, you have to go into pathways and mark it complete. An email goes to the Vice President of Education, the president of the club, the secretary of the club, and then one of them will go to Club Central and input it. For special events on High Octane Club Management, speech marathon. If you have a number of members in your club and they can't speak as often as they want, or you just don't have a lot of people signing up, plan a special meeting with nothing but speeches and evaluations. That's what a speech marathon is. The last time we had one at my home club, we had 6 speakers in one night. It was a fun evening. Always plan for award ceremonies. When someone achieves a level, make a big deal out of it. Plan an open house or a demo meeting. I have a slide on this later, so I'll just move on to that. Membership contests. Toastmasters International has 3 membership contests each year. We have Smedley that runs in August and September, Talk Up Toastmasters that runs in February and March, that just ended, and Beat the Clock that runs in May and June. And there are specific goals for each of those contests. If your vice president membership does not know about those contests and what the club gets from that, have him or her read the club leadership handbook. Speechcraft and youth leadership are also 2 ways to build your club membership. If you need more information on that, reach out to Wanda. She will make sure someone gets in touch with you and gives you information on how to do that. Establish processes and procedures for those, make sure that the officers are fulfilling their responsibilities in the club. The president is going to manage the processes. The VPPR is going to market the club to an outside audience. The sergeant at arms is going to welcome guests and members at each meeting. The VP membership is going to sell the program when guests come to the meeting and lead the follow-up of contacting those guests. The Vice President Education is going to actively involve members early, get them speaking, signed up for roles, because a busy Toastmaster is a happy Toastmaster. Secretary is going to keep accurate minutes for you, and the timer is going to process those applications quickly. And every new member should have a mentor. If you don't have mentors in your club, reach out to Wanda. She's going to have someone tell you how to start a mentoring program within your club. And then you advise that new member. There are several resources you can use. We'll talk about a little bit later. But in order to be a well-functioning club, you need to plan to execute and execute your plan. Why should we attract new members? Well, sometimes our club's meetings can get a little bit stale, so you want new ideas, new thoughts. It lends to long-term club viability. My home club will be celebrating 65 years this October, so you know someone has been keeping the club going. There's been a spark there for 65 years because it's still a very vibrant club. The more members you have, you avoid Toastmaster fatigue, because you don't have a meeting with 4 people doing dual roles every week. So more members leads to more satisfaction. The president can get really frustrated. The vice president of education can get really frustrated if you have very few members. No one is giving speeches and you're just doing the same thing week after week. You want to mix it up a little bit. For meeting attendance, Like I said, this was going to be a face-to-face, but how many Toastmasters does it take to make a meeting? And I'm going to say that depends on the kind of meeting you're having. If you only have 3 people show up for your meeting, consider just doing brainstorming on how to get more people to attend the meeting, how to solicit guests. There's various things you can discuss on how to make the club more vibrant if there's only 2 or 3 people show up for a meeting. And how many members does it take to make a club? Well, according to Toastmasters International, you must have a minimum of 8 paid members for a club to be considered in good standing. But you want more than 8 members because not all of them are going to show up at the same time. And you want to have enough people to fill the roles for each meeting so you don't have to double up and sometimes triple up. And you can brainstorm other things in your club, in your executive committee meeting as to why you want to attract new members. Now we're going to talk about how to attract new members. Does the community or your company know that you are here? One way to attract new members is to keep your website current. My club posts to our website weekly because we meet weekly. As soon as one meeting is over, we will go update the website for the date of the next meeting, or we will post something positive on the website. And this brings you up faster in Google when you keep your website current. Same goes with Facebook. We post to our club's Facebook page regularly. Flyers. Did you know you can download some very professional looking flyers from the Toastmasters International website? There's a blank space to put in your contact information, your club meeting time, all kinds of information. Announcements and advertisements. If you have a local newspaper, they will let you put information in there for free about where you meet, what time you meet. I know when I worked on Redstone, we used to post things of all the clubs in North Alabama in the Redstone Rocket. So you don't have to just do your club. You can do all clubs in the area. That way, if someone can't make your meeting, chances are they can make another meeting. Emails. When guests come, have them fill out the guest book with their name, email, and phone number. Follow up and email them. Let them know you appreciated them coming and invite them to special things you may have. Personal contact is usually the best way to get people to attend. I know we can't do that right now because this is the 1st of April. We're in the middle of COVID-19 and social isolation, but we can text, we can Zoom. My club is holding weekly meetings on Zoom. So text your friends, let them know. Now that you're home, log onto the computer and interact with other people that way. Whenever we're out again, make sure you've got Toastmaster business cards. Download the template from Toastmasters International. Consistently conduct a great meeting. That is the product we sell as Toastmasters. An effective, fun meeting. Try to have a full program, all 3 parts of the meeting: prepared speeches, table topics, and excellent evaluations. Now, once you get the guests in the door, how do you convert them into members? Well, one thing you need to do is have a guest book. So you will have a record of them visiting, the date they visited. Make sure you get a name, a phone number, and an email. You can text them or you can email them as a follow-up. Provide guest packets. Always have something to give them, telling them the benefits of Toastmasters, maybe your club fee schedule, and an application. Make sure you have, I've seen people give them folders. I've seen other people give them like a plastic bag. It's a little, I can't remember what it's called, but anyway, make sure you've got guest packets for your guests. Show them something is a fun and exciting meeting. All meetings should be purposeful and professional. That doesn't mean you can't have fun as a Toastmasters meeting, but you want to follow the Toastmasters standards. Never leaving the lectern unattended, calling people Mr. Madam Toastmaster or fellow Toastmasters, addressing the general evaluator, addressing the table topics master. Follow Toastmaster standard protocols. And you want to explain the process to guests. They've never been to a Toastmasters meeting before, a lot of them. So you want to tell them there's 3 parts to a standard Toastmasters meeting. There's prepared speeches, there's impromptu speaking, and there's evaluations. And you want to give them like a 20-second snippet of what each of those are. So keep your guests informed. You want to articulate the value of Toastmasters if you're talking to them one-on-one. Make it personal. Tell them your story, what Toastmasters has done for you. I will tell people in a heartbeat that I contribute Toastmasters with one of the promotions I received when I worked for the federal government. And that's a personal story of mine that I can relate. Ask them what their goals are. And then tell them how Toastmasters can help them achieve those goals. And this is where the mentor comes in. That's what the mentor should do when he or she sits down with a new Toastmaster. Communicate your commitment to the club. Why are you in this club? Why are you a leader in this club? Why do you come week after week? And tell them how it can help them grow and how it has helped you grow. And then closing the sale, you explain the dues structure and you invite them to join. You don't make it a hard sell, but you always invite people to join your club if they visit. I heard of a person when I lived in Virginia. She said she had gone to a club time after time for several months and no one ever asked her to join the club. I guess they thought she was just a member they hadn't seen in a while. So always invite your guests to join. Ways to build membership. We talked about a speech craft. If you don't know what a speech craft is, Toastmasters International sells a kit. It is a little involved, but 2 people can get credit for a speech craft. Reach out to Wanda Spillers, our program quality director, if you don't know how to conduct that, and Wanda will find someone in the district who can advise you on how to conduct a speech craft. There's also youth leadership. There are several things you need to do if you're still working on your advanced communicator goal. And if you're not sure how to do that, reach out to Wanda. That's what she's here for, to help you. And Wanda can't help all of you, but she will reach out to some of us who've been in Toastmasters for a while to ensure you get the help you need. When you plan an open house or a demo meeting, this should not be a regular Toastmasters meeting. So basically, when I've done a demo or an open house, we usually do a 40-minute meeting. We leave about 15 minutes for question and answers, about 5 minutes to ask who wants to join Toastmasters, and then you follow up with the guests within 24 hours. So this is what that 40 minutes look like. You want an experienced person to be your Toastmaster. That person is going to take about 3 minutes to talk about the history and the background of Toastmasters. You take about 4 minutes to talk about the elements or the benefits of Toastmasters, and about 3 minutes to talk about the evaluation and the importance. Then you have 1 prepared speech. Showcase the program, not the speaker. Tell them about pathways. Give them a little 30-second to 1-minute explanation of pathways. And then you want to conduct about 3 table topics to let them see how it's done. Have an experienced Toastmaster or 2 answer table topics, and then ask the guest if they want to participate. Then the general evaluator comes and tell them what the evaluation section is all about. Then you will give a sample evaluation of the speech, a grammarian's report, timer's report, and then you wrap up the meeting asking that question. How many people think this was beneficial? If nobody raised their hand, raise your hand. Lead the charge. How many people think this would be helpful for their job? How many of you are interested in joining? Okay. And then once you end the meeting, stay for questions and answers afterwards and just be sociable. Follow up is the key. Anytime you have visitors, within 24 hours, send them a text or send them an email saying, thank you for coming. What questions do you have? Are you interested in joining? This is the responsibility of the Vice President membership. He or she does not have to do all of these. Say, like, for instance, you have several guests. The Vice President membership can have 2 or 3 people that volunteer to help him or her follow up with guests. Because I know one night we had 8 guests at our club meeting. So we had several people take 2 guests to follow up with. And this is what you can do in your club also. Whenever you're following up, remind them of your next meeting and invite them to return. Okay, some resources you have to help you with new members when they join and to retain the members you have. Use the Toastmasters International Membership Survey. If you don't have one, go to toastmasters.org. In the search bar, type in membership survey. You can download it for free. We talked about the club website. Keep it current. Use the Toastmaster free toast host. It's almost set up for you. You just have to plug in your own information. If you need help with your club, if you want something special done at your club, invite your area director, your division director, your club growth director. Reach out to Wanda as the program quality director and let her know what you need help with. Wanda will find someone in your area, in your division, to come and help you. Have a joint meeting with another club. Have a speaker from their club speak and someone from your club evaluate, and vice versa. There's nothing that says you can't have joint meetings. They can be fun. You learn how other people do things and maybe can take something back that you learned that they do to make your club even better. We talked about prepare those guest packets. There's a new member kit you can order from Toastmasters International, or you can just download various things. Be an enthusiastic Toastmaster. When guests come, if they hear us complaining, they are wondering why would they want to be a member of this club. So keep your complaints internal and just be enthusiastic when guests are in the room. There is a plethora of resources that you can find at Toastmasters International. If you would like a copy of these slides, then I'm sure Wanda's going to send them out to those who sign up for the conference, or you can just reach out to me. My email was on the front page, and let's go quick. You can reach out to me at lilcooke@gmail.com, and I will send you a copy if you're interested. And that's it for Membership on Steroids. Follow this and you can help your club follow the steps to explosive growth.